In this lecture series, we are talking about cost accounting. And in the subject of the cost accounting, we are discussing a topic of reconciliation of cost accounts and the financial accounts. If you recollect, in our previous discussion on reconciliation of cost account and the financial accounts, we discussed the theoretical aspects of the reconciliation of the cost and the financial books. When the accounts are being prepared under the non-integral system, that is, when you prepare the cost accounting and financial accounting separately, the profit shown in the two books also differs. So there is a need of reconciliation of cost books and the financial books. And you should be very clear in your mind that why this difference of profit arises. This is the base of this topic, of this subject of discussion. That if you understand that why there is a difference between the cost books and the financial books, I am sure you will be able to reconcile the two books easily. We discussed in length about the reasons of the difference in the profit of the two books. Let me quickly recapitulate for you so that you have a good solid foundation of understanding why there is a difference of the two books. Because if you know the reasons of the difference in the profit, I am sure in a practical situation, in a business like situation or in an examination like situation, you will able to easily reconcile the two books, right? And we discussed this, that there are certain items which are shown only in the financial books, they are not shown in the cost books. Like there are certain financial charges, like interest paid on bank loans and mortgage, right? This is an item which is not being shown in the cost books, it is only shown in the financial books. Sometime you will be given only interest paid on the bank loan. You will not be given whether it is being shown in the financial books or in the cost books. It is your understanding, you should have an understanding that this expense is being shown only in the financial books, the cost books doesn't show it. For example, premium expenses written off, goodwill written off. These expenses are shown, these charges are shown only in the financial books, they are not shown in the cost books. So obviously the profit of the cost books will increase and the profit of the financial books will decline. So there are a number of items like this which are shown only in the financial books. There are certain expenses, these are the expenses, these expenses are shown in the financial books, so the profit of the two books differs. Similarly, there are certain financial incomes like interest earned, rent receivable. These are the financial incomes that are shown only in the financial books, not shown in the cost books, thereby the profit differs. There are certain items, transactions, which are shown only in the cost books. For example, notional rent. Notional rent means supposing a business owns its property in which the business is being run and it is not paying any rent. In the financial books, the expense of rent it will not be shown because you are not paying it, right? So since the expenses is not being paid, that's why in the financial books it is not being shown, because in the financial books only those expenses are being paid, is being shown, either being paid or they are payable. But in the cost books, even if the rent is not payable or not paid, had you taken this building on rent, when I am saying you means business, what amount of rent you would have been paying, which is called notional rent or imputed rent, that will be shown in the cost books. So the cost becomes comparable, cost becomes easily calculatable, that it is the real cost of the product which you are producing or the service which you are giving. Similarly, if you have your own capital in the business, the entrepreneur, if you are running a sole proprietorship entrepreneur business, right, sole proprietorship business, you are an entrepreneur and you invest 1 crore rupees of your own, you are not paying any interest on it. In the financial books, since the interest is not being paid, you will not be showing it. But in the cost books, this notional interest, had you borrowed this money from bank or any other financial institutions, what amount of interest you would have been paying, this notional interest will be shown in the cost books. The point is that these expenses which are being shown in the cost books, they are not being shown in the financial books. Obviously, the profit of the two books will differ. Similarly, if you recollect, in the cost accounting, when we discuss the topic of overheads, I said that overheads are being shown in the cost books on a predetermined basis. That is, in the cost books, the overheads are absorbed on a predetermined basis. That is, say for example, if your base is machine hour rate, you calculate overhead to be absorbed, divide by the number of machine hours which you expect which will run in the business during a period of time, and then you will able to find out the overhead rate or machine hour rate, which is called the overhead rate. And in actual life, when you are preparing the cost accounting, you will show the overhead on the basis of these rates. Suppose the machine works for 1000 hours and the overhead rate is 5 rupees per machine hour. So the overhead that will be charged in the cost accounting will be 5000 rupees. But in financial books, you will show those overheads or expenses of overheads which are actually been paid, right, or payable. So there will be a difference in the overhead that is being absorbed, right, in the cost books, and the overhead expense that you have paid in the which you show in the financial books, or payable in the that you show in the financial books. So there may be under absorption or over absorption of overheads in the cost accounting, because of which the profit figure will differ. So you must have an understanding that in the cost accounting, the overhead are absorbed on a predetermined basis. That's why there may be a case of under absorption and over absorption. In financial accounting, the overheads are being shown on either paid basis or payable basis, which are being paid or payable in a particular year. So the overhead figure of the two books may differ. That's why the profit will differ. Similarly, there are certain expenses and incomes which are shown in the different books, which I have already explained. There is a difference in the valuation of stock. In the cost accounting, you value the stock on the basis of LIFO, FIFO, weighted average method, simple average method. There are various methods. So in the cost books, you are showing the inventory valuation on the basis of these bases. There are certain bases, there are certain methods by which you value the inventory in the cost accounting. In financial accounting, you value the inventory on the basis of either purchase cost price or market price, whichever is low. So the value of the two inventory under the two books will differ. Similarly, depreciation methods. Depreciation methods in the financial accounting, you use either on the straight line method, diminishing balance method. These are the various methods on the basis of which you charge depreciation in the financial books. But in the cost books, you charge depreciation either on the basis of number of units produced or machine hour works, or on the basis of labor hour, right? Basically the machine hour and the number of units produced, they are more important basis for charging depreciation on machine. Not the labor hours, is only in a few situations for equipments and all those things, right? So these are the bases in the cost books and the financial books. Obviously the two bases will give different amount of depreciation. So this will lead to the difference in the profit. So these are the broad reasons because of which the profit of the two books will differ. So what you require to do is you have to reconcile. Reconcile means matching the profit of the profit cost books and the financial books, or knowing the reason, the transactions because of which the profit of the two books differs. So you will prepare a reconciliation statement, or we call it memorandum reconciliation account, on the basis of which you will able to find out that why there is a difference in the profit of the two books. And now I am telling you a very important aspect of this chapter, that how you reconcile. You take one book as a basis. Friends, this is very important to understand, that how we reconcile. You take one book as a base. It may be cost accounting, it may be financial accounting. Say for example, you are starting with the profit figure of the cost accounting. When I am saying profit, it may be loss also. Profit or loss of the cost books. Any book can be taken as a base. Any profit or loss of any book can be taken as a base. Supposing we are starting with a figure of cost accounting, and business says that as per the cost accounting this much is a profit. And I have just explained the reasons or the transactions because of which the profit of the two books differs. You take one by one these items because of which the profit differs. You must understand that these are the reasons because of which the profit of the two books differ, and see to it that what impact this transaction will make on the book which you have taken as a base. Base means if you are starting with the figures of the cost accounting, you see what is the impact on the cost accounting because of this transaction. If a particular transaction reduces the profit of the cost books, which is your base book, right? So if it reduces the profit, increase it, because our objective is to find out the profit of the financial books. And when I am saying it reduces the profit of the cost books, you are comparing it with the financial books, financial accounts. I said notional rent. Notional rent or imputed interest, that is shown in the cost books, not in the financial books. So if the notional rent of 1 lakh rupees is shown in the cost books and is not being shown in the financial books, what will be the impact? The profit of the cost books will decrease. If particular transaction, that is notional interest in our example, or the notional rent, if it reduces the profit of the cost books, you increases the profit, so that you arrive the figure of the profit of the financial books. If a particular transaction reduces the profit, you increase the profit, or if a particular transaction increases the profit of the cost books, right, you reduces the profit, means you show it on the minus side. So under absorption of overheads or over absorption of overheads. So this over absorption and under absorption as compared to the financial books will change the profit. So you see that what is the impact on the cost books. If the cost books reduces the profit, you increase it, right? If it increases the profit, you reduces. So that is the crux. This is the crux of understanding that how you prepare the reconciliation statement. That you take one book as a base. When I am saying profit of the cost books, you may take profit of the financial books also. If you are taking profit of the financial book as a base, take the profit of the financial book as a base and see what impact this transaction will make on the financial books. If the transaction will increase the profit of financial books, when I am saying increase or decrease, it is vis-a-vis the other book, is it vis-a-vis of the cost books, right? So if you are taking financial book as a base, see what is the impact of the transaction on the financial books as compared to the cost books, right? So if it increases the profit, if you are taking financial books as a base, reduce it. If it reduces the profit, you increases. This is the crux of this topic. That is, see the impact of your book on which you are taking as a base your starting point, or the profit of which you are taking as a starting point. See what is the impact of that book as compared to the other book, right? So increase the profit, so reduce it, reduce the profit, increases. So with this understanding, now let's take one practical example, right? So in a business like situation or in a practical situation in a business, how do you deal with this? You are given that during the year ending during the year ending 31st December 2019, the profit of a company as per the financial profit and loss account is 33,248. That financial accounting shows the profit of 33,248. And prepare a reconciliation statement and arrive at the profit of the cost accounting using the additional information. Profit and loss account. This what you are given in the question is you are given the profit and loss account for the year ending 31st December 19. You have an opening stock. What you given is 49 lakh 4 lakh 94,358. Sales figure is given like 6 lakh 93,000. Purchases 1 lakh 64,308, right? So the total of the trading account is 6,58,666. You have sales of 6,93,000. You have sundry income of 632, right? So what you notice is that this sundry income is being shown in the profit and loss account. It is not being shown in the cost books. I'll come to it. Then you have a less closing stock. I'm talking of the debit side of the profit and loss account. Less closing stock 1,50,242, right? So direct wages 46,266, factory overheads 41,652, administrative overheads 19,690, selling expenses 44,352, and net profit is 33,248, right? So this is the profit of the profit and loss account. And you are given additional information that costing records, this was the profit and loss account, means financial books. Now the costing record shows that closing stock is 1,54,892, means the closing stock in the two books is differ. What you are seeing is closing stock in the cost book is 1,50,242, and in the cost books it shows 1,54,892. Direct wages absorbed 48,382, right? Direct wages in the financial books is 46,266, means the figures of the direct wages differs in the two books. Factory overhead absorbed 38,138, right? You are seeing factory overhead is 41,652, again the figure differs, right? Administrative expenses calculated at 3% of sales. Your sales figure is 6,93,000, so you will calculate 3% of it, that will be your administrative expenses. But here in the financial books you are given administrative overheads 1,96,000, 19,690. Selling expenses absorbed at the rate of 5% of sales. So whatever the sales figure is, 5% of it will be charged as a selling expenses in the cost books, right? So on the base of these informations, you have to prepare a reconciliation statement. And what I said, that you take each transaction and see what is the impact of this transaction on the books, right, on the two books. In our example, this example which we are taking profit as per the financial accounting as a basis, because in our example we do not know that what is the profit of the cost books. What we are given is only the profit of the financial books. So that's why we are starting with the base book is our financial book, and we are taking this financial book as a basis. So 33,248 is the valuation of the value of the profit under the financial books. Now let's see each of these transactions which I have written here. What is the impact? Difference in the valuation, right, of stock. What you are given is that closing stock is valued in the cost books as 154,892, and cost books it is 150,242. So it means in the closing books, closing stock is being shown as with a less figure, less amount is being shown as a closing stock. And closing stock, you all know, in the financial books it is being shown less figure. If the closing stock is high, the profit will be high. If the closing stock is low, the profit will be low. It's a item of the credit side, right? So obviously it means that in the financial books as compared to the cost books, when I'm saying profit increase or profit decrease, I'm only comparing with the other books, right? So in the financial books, the profit will be reduced by 4,558 rupees in the financial books. So what we have done is we have added it. We have added the figure of the difference of the two books. We have added 4,558. Again, I am cautioning you, and I am just telling you, not cautioning you, I am telling you that see what is the impact of a transaction on that book. Whether this transaction will increase the profit, then decrease it. If decrease in the profit, increases it. Closing stock is an item of income side, right? So in the financial books, since the closing stock valuation is less as compared to the cost books, it means the profit of the financial account book will be less as compared to the cost book. So what we have done is we have increased it. Similarly, under absorbed of factory overheads. In the cost books, what is given is that cost books you have absorbed overhead to the extent of 41,652, and in the financial books, in this factory overhead absorbed is 38,138, and in the financial books you have shown as 41,652. So this under absorption will reduce the profit of the financial books. So what we have done is we have increased it. So any transaction which reduces the profit, under absorption of factory overhead, right, will reduce the profit of financial books. That's why we have increased it. Similarly, selling expenses, how much selling expenses you are showing? 5% of sales, right? So under absorption of selling expenses in the financial books, how much you have shown? You have shown 44,352, and here you are showing 34,650, right? So it means in the cost books you are showing more selling expenses. In the financial books you are showing less selling expenses, right? So this, in the financial books you are showing more expenses, in the cost book you are showing less. So what will happen? The profit will come down. As the profit will come down, you increase it. So 9,702 rupees is the difference in the selling expenses of the two books, right? So you will increase it, means profit will increase. So these are all items which are to be added. 17,774, these are the items, this is the total which you will add in the profit, which is the base profit, 33,248. Now all those transactions which will increase the profit of financial books, what you do? You reduce it. Over absorption of direct wages, it means in cost books we have over absorbed, in financial books we have shown less. Since the financial books, the profit by showing any expense as a reduced figure will increase the profit. So if it is increase the profit, it will, what you will do is you will reduce the profit, means this transaction will increase the profit of the financial books, which is our base. So what you have done is we have reduced it, right? So 2,116 rupees is the amount by which you will reduce it. Over absorption of administrative expenses. Friends, see, what is the absorption of this overheads, factory overheads, right? Over absorption of administrative expenses, 20,719. See, whenever I talk of overhead absorbed are always being shown in the cost books. Overhead are absorbed at a predetermined rate in the cost books. In the financial books, it is shown on a actual basis. If I use the word over absorbed, it means in the costing books it has been shown more, in the financial books it has been shown less. If the expenses are being shown less in the books, the impact will be profit will go up of the financial books. So what we have done is we have reduced the profit by 1,100 rupees. And lastly, sundry income. Sundry income is an income which is shown only in the financial books. They are not shown in the cost books. So if any income is being shown in the financial books, friends, what will be the impact? The impact will be that income which is shown only in the financial book will increase the profit of the financial books. So what we have done is we have reduced the profit, right, by 632 rupees. So the total of this reduction side is 3,848, right? So you have added 17,774 in the base profit of 33,248, right? And then you have reduced the profit of 3,800 by 3,848, and this will finally you will arrive the figure of the 47,174 rupees. So this is the figure of the cost books. If you note here, what you are noting here, what you have noticed, you must have noticed is that this difference in the two books is either because of difference in the stock valuation, that is either the stock is overvalued or undervalued in one of the book. If this undervaluation or overvaluation of the stock takes place, I said it will differ the profit. So if in the financial books the stock valuation, that is the closing stock, is more, it will reduce the profit. So if it is reduce the profit, you increase the profit in order to arrive at a figure of the cost books. Similarly, all those overheads which have been absorbed, under absorbed in the cost books, like in our example, factory overheads and selling overheads have been, selling expenses or selling overheads have been under absorbed in the cost books. Means absorbed in the cost books is less, and in the financial books they are being shown more. If financial books more expenses are being shown it will reduce the profit. So it's reduce the profit, so increase it. See, whether a transaction will increase the profit of the base book or reduce, this is only the point which we have to discuss. And what we are discussing in all these different examples which I am taking here and which I will be taking in the next lecture also, the only example is the figures will change and the items will change, the transactions will change, so that you can understand very clearly what impact this particular transaction makes on the profit or the loss of a financial books or the cost books, right? So any item, these two items or rather three items has reduced the profit of financial books, that's why I have increased it. In these three items, this item lead to increase in the profit of the financial books, right? So I have reduced it. So direct wages you have over absorbed, means in the cost books you have shown more, in the financial books you have shown less, right? So by showing less profit, less amount of an expense will lead to increase. Any expense that takes place in the book, that will increase the profit, right? So if expense is being shown more, it will increase the profit. If expense is shown less, it will reduce the profit. So this over absorption of the overhead expenses in the cost books will lead to increase in the profit, right? So we have reduced it. And lastly, sundry income is the item only shown in the financial books, that's why it has increased the profit, so we have reduced it. So friends, this is from my side for this practical example, right? And we'll continue in the next lecture also. Some other practical examples we'll be taking and we'll be discussing that how you reconcile, right? So the bottom line is same, that you see what is the impact of a particular transaction on that book, right, as compared to the other book. Means when I'm saying increase or decrease, time and again I'm using this word, I'm only saying increase or decrease as compared to the other book, right, and see what is the impact. If in other book as compared to the other book, profit get reduced, increase it. If profit get increased, you reduce it. Thank you very much.